So the question was asked of how do we respectfully engage with people who disagree? And I think that's an excellent question because right now, if you don't disagree with someone, you have no opinions whatsoever. There's plenty of things that you can disagree about. And the first suggestion, the first recommendation that I would have for that is to make sure that you are responding rather than reacting. And social media provides us both the strength of that approach and the downside. It takes half a second to share an attention grabbing headline, it takes just a couple of seconds to begin disagreeing with someone, but it also affords us the chance to respond in a carefully thought out way. And so I would first of all just say make sure that you're responding rather than reacting. Make sure that you've thought through what you are saying in your platform. And with that, make sure that you're focusing on your voice and your platform. You don't need to go out of the way to disagree with people. If you are speaking about important things, people will come to you and have differences in opinions, and that's fine. When they do, if it's something that you've already thought about, help them to understand why you feel and think the way that you do now, why you believe what you believe. Maybe you've already thought about what they've thought about, so give them something else to consider. If they bring up something that you haven't thought about, then acknowledge that and take that into consideration and let them know that you hadn't considered that viewpoint. But then you also have to consider the relationship. Um, we we're not so good at engaging in respectful conversations in the way that we could be because a lot of it now happens virtually, not face to face, but it's online and or even in a text form. And a lot of the things that we say in those formats we wouldn't in a face to face conversation. So consider the relationship that you have with the person as well. There's also there's a viewpoint that says to just allow someone to think that they're right. I don't quite agree with that. Because some of the things that people may think that they are right about can be very dangerous. And it doesn't mean that you have to waste all your energy to try and convince them. But if you have shared your viewpoint and you see no movement on theirs, just know that it's okay to leave them with something else to think about. Um, you don't have to say that they're right, because if you have carefully thought out your responses and your platform and your voice, you have a reason for what you believe. Just give them something else to think about, something else to consider, and allow that to marinate with them and come back to it at another time. So that's kind of the summary, that you make sure that you're responding rather than reacting, and that you focus on your platform. And then when you engage with someone, it just share how you've arrived at your opinions. Too often we punish people for what they don't know, for what they don't understand yet, and that's not going to be helpful. Just let them know why you've come to think the things that you do, and where your beliefs come from, and that's enough.